Ene anwumrei yemawajo yemawakwaba edeba eye dwumedi a ye ne Torchlight so ewo neat 100.9 ye the Torchlight said ye wonim na ye benada ene yawada bia enti ene yawada yetena se ene 19th October the year 2023 yetena se ye ba be ya amanyosem na ye ba behwe ye man Ghana Brano no enwama ekoso ewo man Ghana mu amanyosem a ye the partisan politics na ye no aya ye no kwan ben so da bia na meka kwan ben so ene ye fa so ye the partisan politics na ene ye betena se the special guest ewo dwumadi so eye Honorable Francis Xavier Susu a lawyer Francis Xavier Susu, or your honorable member of parliament, the Madina, about to Peswaso. And then on name a special guest, tell what you made so. Your baby didn't come comprehensively, on also free a year from Manta Media, na ye bisano. Says so far, said your normal so your coso ho. Obeyam Rashabani or Madina, so far no matter saying your ho. And Norma Bain strikes Ben with to make you or Madina. Madina constituency a baby a man for complain o makwan pa na mepacho etesen Saranson ye beche eye ne party NDC ye beche the national politics said ya amemu no eko the human rights aspects ye ni bedi nkomo de afa certain issues bi a eno so aba beto abonten eno so ye ni bedi nkomo etiene eye lawyer Francis Xavier Susu a oyo honorable member of parliament de ma eye Madina about one person so meneno eba bedi nkomo na nwumre enche yede ne betena se na yahwe de ekoso ye kan akosombo eye dam ya yespili ye ena nwumre nso bisan ho wo de wanya bi adio wo de ba bia onam na bia na nsuo enyiri mfaawo na wunuanum bi de ye kan wo makwa hohia mo papa ena awie mene emu ba ko di nkomo na wo hwɛ se obi abɔ ne bra wanya 58 years na wabɔ ne bra na watimasi dan eye 3 bedrooms na one ne yere esi 5 bedrooms baako wese 6 bedrooms baako 6 bedrooms no de ama han rental wadan nte se hostel la enkoda eko school wo ho e wo mepe ana mepe enkoda eko school wo ho wo mo enya baabi na ode ma o jeje nkaka akra de boa enkoda yin so na nsu afa ejapade we nyina amanfo ayemoa ensu afa amanfo mfudi ensu afa echese nkrofo ejapade de ye kasa yese mepe ho ne de ekwa ne heavily affected echese baabi a ensu na yira fa yie pa na wamose ebi ensisa eda since I think 1968 and 1964 iti wamo de no amunim se ensuo no wamo spele a eye de a wamo be ensuo ni pa no ena wombe yi wamo no ama e de akokonkon so ana se wombe yi wamo no ama de akobia ya ensuo no se bufa so a emba betete wamo na mom de wamo ko hu ye ne se we ni de se na volumes na eba no ano ohye ensuo dododo a de twi fam wo ho na no ohye papa enu nti bom firimu kire se nsuo no ase ajapade bebre ajapade na ase ni podie eyeja nanso nyame ne yeda na sese ebra nsuo no ye se ebu nka mafa so no na enye ebra amanfo adeda na nka ya anadwo da suom ena nsuo no bu nka mfa so anka ebisa se anka edie ne besi se ya anadwo da suom a na nka edie ena ebesi na dinyina mo no Nyankopon ne yeda na se ajapade mum na ase na mum ye nhwere okra ba kokra enkoda apemfo emrewa ne nkokra mrantie ne mbabaawa a wo mu nyina no yenim se wo manya baabi a eja enye de enso wo befa ne saa for now no wo mo ape eye save havens bi a de said abroni beka no baabi a wo mbetimi akọ na wo mo akọ kakra na yetimi ahwe akire hu se de ekọ enti enanwumre eyade a yebedi nkomo ne yahwe the latest update and said wo mamu ni nyina ne yesom in fact amanfo ayade pa wohwe yefia ha se ya ne nkrofo no ama wo mo de ba ye chese nyame ya adom by Saturday yefia ha nso being led by Nana ya okese ne Mausi Walker wo mbedi edimu na no ama aba no wo mo de akọ wohwe certain media houses amanfo a wo mo etieti omchacha wo mo de akọ eye from antam na utumi se eso ani because the esi no mamu ni nyina na asem ato yen mamu ni nyina na asem ato yen ese ye nyina ye hwe ne ye ka devoid of partisan politics say ye mfa no ama ngwewrem say we beka say na esi voter regime we ni nko ho na we so beka say mo voter for kra na say ka abato okra mpa na nka me ma ha because mo nto aba ma me sense mbu ni nyina be ye one time no. The fact of the matter and it's a nipa akọ ahohiahiem enkrofo bi ho akire wo mo ye nyina ne ye hwe se ye nibidie nanso ye beye mmoamo kakran na ye timidi aboa eye saafo na bibia akoyie na ye nyina ye hu se ye oman baako because they atu wunuan sabe enye ne mfomso bio de esi ye ma mate enye ne mfomso bi na mum eye atogire nchem ena ato no ese ye hwe ne yetimika na ye kan ye midin de McJerry OSEI AGYEMANG na IK champion ebo mi chidom e wa ha se ye dwumadie ye de brew e we need 100.9 oko Facebook live aba Facebook ni ye need 100.9 FM need 100.9 FM YouTube channel no ye Despite Media na wadwe nkyere enso wo WhatsApp so baabi ade befa 050 372 1744 050 372 1744 ekwana ado wadwe nkyire nyina befa na yahwe ne yetima kenkan bibia na ye de amount ewo need 100.9 so mame kwa awoma no so na osofo kirabosom oye sofo esan ya manyuni na manyuku no eye Ghana Union Movement yetwa ne tiafre gum ordinary kire framantem ono na pamfo na wamokọ no na situation no etesen eti Reverend Christian Kwabena Andrews aka Osofu Chirabosom ewo ahoma no so papa yamoadwo enanwumre de bani 100.9 so
nyame nhyira wo no etiefo nyina
etiefo edase yenso yedase ene nyame nhyira wo de kan de amaye na bibia bokọ nwumre de
nyame adom egusua ye twentwen so sebe ebusuefo yi yambe adom bi yomfiri so me ho toye
na wodi wani kire framantem ene eye epuemantem so portions omo ya affected ene Greater Accra portions eye affected adane ne mpatem sha usudoku one ne mpatem ekohwe situation no se dia etie ena makoso modami ya ye bie wokọ ye no na etewusen
etiene se me to yape onre yina ma egum MP ene apamfo bi na achede ene nsuo tanks ne adade koye sebeya ye de kwakoboa ye video smite yes you bit media boa kakra ama omoso ho ha won kakra na bi wono kan na wo kan se atorenchem na apriye ye me fan se atorenchem bi fan se edida ho ene adwuna mpanyinfo di anim no ɔmo ni bi ɛfa yɛ man no ho ne mo ɔmo bi na ɔmo abotom no bi ɔmo bedi ho ɛsan sɛ ɛnyɛ nnɛ ɛna ade wuli ɛsi ebi ɛsi nti na mɛka sɛ obi wɔ yɛfɛ ne sɛ pramase mo no mo a ɔmo te voter river authority no ho no na ɔmo ata ɔmo mp mmiɛnsa ni ɛna ɔmo bi pɛn na ɔmo ho disaster baeɛ yɛto so mmienu ɔmo bi de san baeɛ na ɔda so te hɔ a n'abere yɛsɛ kemo mo yiyi ɔmo di ɛsan sɛ ɔmo nim ne ebitumi asi deɛ ɔbɛka no sɛ ɛbɔ kɔkɔbɔ nkyɛn asase no a ɔmo te so no nnipa ntumi nta so a yi anaa mo na sɛ motumi pɛ kwampa bi a ɔbɛfa so a mobɛda bɛti nsuo yi ama nsuo koraa dankye ɛsɛ ɔba mpa so ama yɛn nti mote hɔ dedaada motumi nkɔ kɔpo yɛn foforɔ nkɛsi baabi a ɛbitumi ayɛ no sɛ daa mo koraa bɛpia nsuo agugu na daakye yɛyi so ɛsɛ sɛ yɛbɛbie ama no asɛ agyapadeɛ yɛwie a na nado kɔ na nado kɔ na wakɔgyina hɔ na wɔkɔ na wakɔtena wɔn na wɔkɔ na waba na nnipa no a ɛte saa tebea no ɛnkɔsi da bɛyi ɛna mpanyinfo wɔn mu bɛnya adwene bi sɛ yɛn nso ɛsi yɛ bi ka ho dansɛ deɛ abɛto adeɛ no di ho yɛnsese adwene fi saa kwan no so deɛ a ɔman no ntumi ntu mpɔn da obi na bɛyɛ akɔso mu da ɛto ho ɛna wɔkyerɛ sɛ yɛsi bie no na deɛ ɔbaeɛ no wanhwɛ ɛhunu sɛ saa tam no wɔbie no ne nnipa nte baabi a na ɔte wɔte asɛ kwame nkɔma mpo bɛyɛ dam no wɔde ka vakutuo nyinaa kɔsisi ɛdan ma baabi ɛmɔ nkɔtratrae na sa na wɔtu hɔ edu baabi koraa mpo no na ebi wɔn na ɔbɛtɔm tete na abosom no mpo na ɔmo bɛ so ɔmbɛpagya nti kwame nkɔma de ɛrekɔta ɛkɔpagya ɔmo abosom efiri hɔ ɛfɛ wiem ɛde kɔ baabi akɔsɛte wɔn mo ansa na wɔtu afiri hɔ na nnɛ sɛ wiase atere na si adɔɔso na nipa bi aba river bounce no ho na onim sɛ nsuo bɛtumi afa wɔn a ɛkwan bɛyɛ bi ɛsi ɛfa so nanso no wei nyinaa no yɛyi ani ɛsiane sɛ yɛde yɛyɛ adwene sɛ yɛbɛdi deɛ ɔwɔ no ho yɛnyɛ bi nka ho deɛ ɛna na ɛdi deɛ yɛgya ama nkyiri ba yɛnsese adwene ɛnte saa ɔman no ɛntumi ntu mpɔn da
na bɛbatɔ sɛ woka ne sɛ yɛ a abakɔsɛm mu no wohwɛ deɛ asie yɛ ano ɔden no nsuo no deɛ ɛnyɛ nnɛ ɛna yɛyɛ sɛ yɛspele ebi aduru level bi a ɛte sɛ yɛbie na nsuo no bi ɛsene kɔ na dam no tumi yɛ safer dam no tumi gyina nanan so de ma yɛn na mmom wohwɛ deɛ asie abakɔsɛm mu no mpanyinfoɔ kyerɛ sɛ 1968 ɛne 1974 ɛna te sɛ deɛ asie ebi asie ɛna awia mene ɛyɛ one of the victims no ɛkasae papa na n'ani afi kakra wanya 58 years ɛna ɔkyerɛ sɛ no kura nie ohun sɛ bibi sɛ yɛsi no ɔno no kora ne fie a wasi no baabi a wɔn mie dam no kora ma nsuo ne ma beduru hɔ saada enti ebi anya climate change a yɛkeka kekan anaasɛ ebi a wei no kɔkɔbɔ nso kɔɔ so but na mpanyinfoɔ no agye wɔn nsɛm na mo nim sɛ ebi a saa level na ebetumi do
wotie akɔda wodi yɛ na sɛ mewie a yɛ betumi sɛnda mo atie ana me gusto ka sɛ kwa bɛsɛnda ma akɔda obi ɔmo bi ade no gyina ho no wɔsi sɛ deɛ ɛnɛ de yɛ bie no kɛse paa ya amana anyɛ sɛ yɛ bie ka ne de yɛ bie no kɛse enti ne tumi sɛ wɔ bie no kɛse deɛ ade na nkɛrɛ wɔn kyerɛ aseɛ bie bi ma no nkɔ na wɔn hwɛ sɛ yɛ bie ma no kɔ yɛ aduru ha enti ɛne yɛbɛtoa so abie ansɛe deɛ ananu baabi anampo kekyie mu nna bi TV sɛ yɛnyɛ onyan pase mpotu amana bi ana yɛbɛda bɛte na ma ɛnɛ kura river na wanwan river yi a galamsey ayɛ ntantantan ne nke yɛbɛda bɛte no ne nke bɛtwi faa mu a nke bɛte nsuo no kura ni ama yɛ nanso yɛntumi anyɛ no wei nyinaa ho deɛ a ade ne nke yɛnkɔ no bɛɛ baako na mmienu bi yɛbie yɛ no ɛkɔ a yɛatom afei nsuo no asɛtɛw ebi akyiri asɛn bie bi aka ho na sɛ obie yɛ ne gu so sɛ nneɛma a yɛka nyinaa ne gu so kɔ yɛntumi nyine ho sɛ ɛneɛ na yɛnkuro so na yɛnhwɛ sɛ yɛbɛtoa so sɛ dabofoɔ bi sei yɛbɛtoa so ebi si dade ɔmo agye ɛna meka sɛ yɛde yɛbɛto yɛ ne yɛpɛ ho yɛmpɛ sɛ bɛyɛ bi aka ho nti bɛyɛ bi aka ho ate adwene ho dadaada sɛ nsu yɛ afe bi abie no yɛnwene ho no nti yɛnkreti another dam bi a ɛwɔ anim sɛ bɛyɛ nsuo no kɔ yɛbɛtumi asɔre hɔ no mo ama daakye yɛtumi ayi so ɛnɛ kwa mbɛkoma ɛmoto wei dam okreti a ɔde yɛ moto wei no ɛdeda hɔ ɛda so wɔ hɔ wote aseɛ sometimes nsuo toaa na sɛ ma ɛtumi bu fa so ɛbɛfa moto wei no so nanso no and then no pretty poor piano I had to say yet the executive yet the above officiality ye baby yet maybe near corporation they must see the big can what dear anymore if you know what our mindset no say you be a can we be up for said so Ghana is say a 2 million so be up for the unfair one see him na ye who said there be a see young Ghana attack near the old 2 or more minor said a boom and yes see and so say and Yamia do not call me a mind me bar you bit my critic be a man puno say even if it is another be down be and ensuring critic poor baby a mind you bit my understand that said be a thing say there be a sacred that's what be a say obi a home at the range of the bar ni the mechanical job ya ento to ya sako ye go ye still to be done e dey be per sector you huni ya nka ho hwe and then if you be that far madam Johnson ye nka ho hwe e tina no nama of a debi be ya ba bo ne bucket ya na abitu ni pagina e ho na be kan dey e see change your mindset no mind to go there.
Okay, say akwakoba ni say no kwan a omemu no ye fa so na ye de ahwe because say no eyade nipa nkwa ene ye ka ho asem enti kwan ye fa so na ye de ahwe say womo a womakwa hohiahia mo no ye beka omomo ano ete sen de ma
me de enka na ye nipa e wo man mu na ese kokoboa nka ya ban asem sa bri ke bibia ye ready ho nnuane ene bibia ese man ko fui omo shelter bibia nke ti mai ne tete won ye se nke de elcotes kofa won won ye se de we kofa won na sa bri abaya bakuti mu nyina etima akle land bito na ko the tent the ko si ho na ke akiti immediately within just 1 week you can make provision for that but abaya no one na give it is a confuna rely upon individual kakaka de be kwa ye boa yes not money and resource no say you go say obeti uri akọ etina ye no odo ni nyado bi we mu o sa to mente bi asi ayi abuchi member bi amesi room man for ready for boa we don't say she boa sta no bi akọbo ma na say ayi ndade no abai no straightforward na ibi na to mpo hampo sia se abo so ma vacuity na mo e ba be boa ye de po Africa na mo an sa kofo enti mpanyipo di enim na akasa na adwena ye de agene omman no mu nipa ho ne mu tim be mum they have their own selfish interest omman kasa kasa minkuminya ye omman kasa pe di ni do be sit yo ho ene won e be won ene won dwene won ne mum enye obi o wa akire no wa wutie na na utterance o koma ya se enye te bia moto abama aba ese to ma minti na me ba dia enka mama o dia say it's uncomfortable that utterance no if you say ebia na on the jovial way being or kind of takeke the mom is meaning no or say meaning the an kenye but they be another system then so that was not a platform I say could that kasa that's a libra ba tina me expected say or but kind of say in fact yes see me kwa me mo chemi me betu ye me am hwese nipa ati ya and agree this me that I mean na ambani pa kasa papa o tima de mai na nye bibi te say agudi sa etimi de me kan say ye mpanyimfo a ye de to mon regional ministers any DCs awodo wo areas no enyina obi a bepe bidie no akọ na mum enye o man no adwe ne da wo so etimi say David bedu nyame be ma na nsato ama sa akọfu nyina a omo de ahoma so ye kon no omo ma nyame amomo so akọ atiti mu amedi pa ho apọ.
Okay. Yeshe Interministerial Committee abine power on the 13th of October. Sa Interministerial Committee wo mudwumedie se wo mudi no de ne yehwe anim so mbetimi ya na aboa na yehu kwan pa ye befa so na bibi sei no yehu ne pomesebre.
Eno ma se de ti no ene epedium ene ye kodie ye ko translate ye ba ye wi ansa kan envelope ye ko ye wi a church bi agu kata so Ghana that is what is happening. What you say ne ba yi nka e de committee ni yetie committee ye franka hafi e franka hafi sa committee we man ko ahemfo horo a wo da iru ko omo wo no ye nya ahemfo no ene won na wo on the ground ne ye mobilize ni empa omo bebu omo nim say de o tie any person with me abua. Yes, Frank, conference for committee said, yeah, the corporate because of this. We see, we see the resources from this very country. What I say, at the end of a non yet, and I say, a fire service moving in Sebemo, we young pick a beer, not before, fire service for I am for Krumo, we, some now what you want. Young people come from my person. Yet, that's like idea, 18, baby of many, every cock, and only a Mr. Salomon Mirana. And probably a waste of money.
Ekuafo ho akyere wo mo. Ye kan because ekwanso ya baby a yenye anuane free. Ohwe baby te se tilapia ne de ekeka ka ho. Nei anamon be na say yetu because yenim say de asi eye den a o man yeduane sem e ba affect yen bibi wo ho a ebe ka akyere ya na.
Oh yes, say another indication, say no the bia meka say the come come by nim. O se share nem bia enipa mfa adwan ko. Nkoma hwe say baby a wo Ghana no. Obe develop in such a way say obey farm ni bi ho. Say bia afọ nka touch ma afọ be ko kwakobo. Say bia obi a bi na station ne de obetim bia bo o man nko. Na se bi e de ne koto so anko an bi wa. Se bi a ho kwa surprise anoman. And this is Ghana and be too seen. If you know, you know, we also they who said, come the bar. Let's say who said there be, and on mine, no, baby, be a young, maybe no young Chinese spreading all over. Not in the same way than said, you didn't ever told if it's your life is for buying a band over, meaning say compensating, maybe to my call. So the Amawana, a year, you know, say, the Kadudo would give free electricity with you, almost to keep in family phone. Number fan competitor on stand shot and you much more problem. As I said Jumana a bonica and one should be. If you can do almost free electricity, move it, baby sabred, almost cut on account. The other name one for a common. The MPF your first stay over in no. The MPF competitor because and yet for phone to the baby no another or person ideas and you should not to feel so and yet natural disaster. We might be in the part of the Akukia for the future. And he said, when you never for business, Yana, or could issue any good issue and say, I'll never court. And the master said, I buy, giving far buying cocoa to put away behind the moment, yeah, when I am buying. It's a crafona wood, and no bad saying, a banner shot and a calculate. And you are not your own. Now, Monsieur Akuman told me.
Aban $40 million and only $100 million sika bi anak ye de be ye tree plant authority ana koba se sika no ye tree crop development authority sika na ban yi mo $40 million e de kwa kobo akuafuo yi a wo makọ awonyehia mu nti aba ne se unsusu di ne sen kwan ye be fa so because enano pay na me deputy agric minister na ikasa na bisa se kwan ben so ne be fa so na yetima hu se akuafuo na woman ya affected no woman e be beneficiaries to say sika.
And is that the only money that can be used? Says you can win one bit in the awards and pay for
for now the wo no papa.
And now the past the one. Echo for 43 million to order about Fiana. Fiana was second. Was only $43 million that premium. Oh, I've been looking. You are kidding me. So that's now the only year. I said, Ghana for one after from food for Jimmy and nobody diagro. Obia for some $43 million, I bet you order by that second. $43 million. Now, Babbitt now catch him say, look at the mass of the people we need don't win now say with the $40 million.
Yes, sir.
Oh, over. Maybe a Ghana phone page for Muti more than Yamin Kunkumo. Yamin Kunkumo. And it's a Trimodine, Yaman, the woman, Timber Mundino.
Sir, a bit so my senate kakra.
Many people be share with VIP. What I say, Odin Komo. The project are all year $80 million at home. What you all papa? You am be when we are still almost some to be account. What I'm saying now, project no say I told we are be $80 million. Abam the pa. Baku over. Can't be brave. Now, for $40 million, who must of nipa doing. I had this place one from dying and sweet me video be I'm sending my work got a soul in that. And chance to look quite young men. The gun is you on crowd. What I could be my dad wouldn't say I forever. And that we are so quick. And so you have to one for every bed on gravity. And that was almost in Ghana. And yet disaster. Someone did go back to my work a cool. And so at some between I'm just out there, they don't got some comfort. Nyame bo for.
Na wo hwa omemu no atoyrenchen bi say no ana yaboa ye ho for it ana
You continue fans or ha e be bia e say boy who dis ade no ano because say my be a one who dis am one who dey na wo problem pa na me the Ghana dey ye mpanyifo ni vision as of now because after they say say Gaza to koi abetie Ghana so dey na ye ni ti abofre ko ni bi o ti ase ye ni bibia wo ye ti wonu mu enkene bia me ka me say Yakobon na mama Ghana you know buma bapawa e ko bia national service o ko military any police o national service bia ye mfa mfa o bia e ho nko a ye ni e fa so bit ma yes eni e da bia me ka e na Israelfo mo so dey Ghana for so for tetia e na mo me mfa mfa bo nsi obon sam kwan Israel for dem mfa bo na e o wata fo kwan o mo de so ni e jan wo mo de bomb na e hia wo mo ho na e see Yakobon ti wo eni Yesu ti wo no o ka say we need to start renew our mindset. Yes, stand in maybe yes, and building the ma. Yes, to train them. Yes, so that's what we need to be sitting. What I say. Until media, the behind can say, on mind no, you need to wake up. You need to try to wake up. You need be the BB to my cost. You'll be surprised. And not only America for Baby has said, so more Baby, one big. There's a compound difference in your groomer. If you do a bomb that they go to go again. On my law, the economy, yeah, security wise, I'm not happy with it at all. And we need to change our mindset. Now, you should say, and no, maybe it's matter to me because you're giving a continuing fund deal. I know, maybe see bit me rapidly. You bit my call, the force, the call bit my body, Panadia. And I know my need to be near to say about so, and change to bit my fire. And why for
Yempanyufo ya na ye wadwen se wo mu edi sekendi Yakobon kran kunkum wo mu omampanyi aka de atudwa se ema ye anya yadwen se obi a yato aba ma ne bia na ye de dibia bia hye ne se bia no eye ye fe ne sen oye kronfo tasem ya president ka ye senate ma
the senator and the first she didn't ka so bia kronfo let's do na so ye do na ya kronfo do na ya kronfo in the senate Auditor General report. Look at any man whom again of my opinion, farm. What I say, you know what we bring a question. We don't care about it. What I say, and I know this is the one you could do court to help the main person can watch me. A buy, the good fear that the time moment, the minister. More patron not we shall afford discuss how to be. If you went to people, I'm not episode where you have to go. And what for my mommy actually? And I know many people social media. And could be also put in MPS or MP crowd. What the dollars are bound to go for the Babe Crawford at 2024 election and Yabika.
Alfred Obey. Sana here.
Immediately, I was saying to me, friend, near your question, remove the discussing. What I say, a comment of us will be at the Google. Okay, what can be, or the genie, or the number baby. We see me boom. A comment of us to me, and you know, if because said, near one point you mono, no be set up. It's the bad day, and of course, you'll be there. Oh, you know, on my idea, the economy, I just say, because I said, time normal call, by listening. I come to phobia by every one time I phobia casa or used to pass with Media. But tell it, this before will be a pretty go. It's just me and I do have a. You'll be a champion, the infant, going into relation. What I say, with all this, shape near Koso. Now, no, you will be a veteran and radio so. Eddie go, if you go back, we 1, we 2, we 3, we 4, or the because of FPP in power. You see, all these things, the person was not arrested, find out, investigate, a comment of between us, or the in the public domain, and one say, yes, it's uncomfortable. Intermediate, Niacobiano, ye de Nyamia or Timu, nyame o baby a melody mu ono nipa bi mu amada bi nipa bi betin sema ye kan se amomo de eti ami adwuma na dio in several paraba
okay papa ndwumre yada se woni yedi nkomo
nyame hira mo papa
yakobon hira won son Jenny Reverend Christian Kwabena Andrews oye founder a leader the ma Ghana Union Movement ono na ye no edi nkomo yi ono so tu abofo de call ye framantem edi nsuo ne akade ne noama eka ho edi akwakoma eye safu yakwakoboa wo mo okay wonso wadwen kire de ye kan said the noama call so say nipa bi adwen say nipa bi negligence itina ma BBC ya konti eti say yetimi hwehwe mu ye Papa 050372 1744 050372 1744 Makacha say ene me special guest obedwumadi so eyemrahye bedwani a owo Madina abato ompesuwa so oguso enche obabedru na yedena tena se tie ensem ni bi amanfo ka efiri framantem ne moye
yedi eba hani ensio ana asai Ghana nyina ensio asai Ghana nyina bet ende yebeka bupe asem ensio no aji bupe almost half of bupe almost half of bupe ya pictures no bi ebi ayedi be ma o ama wahwe anunti amana gum for abaha omba beboa oma nsuo no asai omonono ohwa omonya bebi ntina ahawnko ana aba and so met make say the two government no omo na maye and this ne MPP omo na omo mfa ya mfa kwan paso ane na abasa ba ya gum for de ya kasa ya ba ya de bibia betu yi adanti na meka asa nsuo ya asemi anya nde na ahya ase NDC tam ewo ho MPP tam ewo ho ye gum for de kire say ye ba ye be pomodin say ye di nsuo no be ye irrigation na ekuafo etimi edi ado na yanya eduane yanya nkwan we kire say NDC ne MPP omo ni vision a ewo enim afa nsuo no ho asam na meka ankasa omo ni vision bia but nsuo no ho de omo ni vision nsuo no so na nka ye be divert na ye di ayekua na aboa Ghana nyina aboa yatimi anya aduane aton anya sika ehwehwe mu kire say last year USA edoye ebrunku a omo nya $52 billion ye Ghana for ye hwehwe $3 billion yenya nsuo sa haye ade be na omo di do sa aduane no anya nsuo na no ane say ya divert MPP for my ase say one dam one village one dam nanka one village one dam no easy say ya divert nsuo that boom there the incoming president there was adwin say oba mana kwia aba say na aduane no be ya ba or say or the prisoners no ebe back system no na prison officers no abaye den omuna ombe supervise na aduane aba
okay enti we bra ye Ghana Union Movement womonso womode kakra womode koboa womo a ewo framantem no na executives na womo call ye no womode nsem bi de etudwa wasuguso a wutie Torchlight ewo neat 100.9 na meka o say said the American advertiser no ade a ye honorable member of parliament ewo Madina abato ompesuwa so na the din lawyer Francis Xavier Sosu owo ye nchen enti Madina fo momra che bedwani ye the Torchlight no ye de atono so ewo neat 100.9 honorable ye mo akwaba
Pacho ye nua na mechiaw ni etiefo nyina
etiefo joso
Musa nipa brave.
Nipa brave pa me am say wa brave mu yie pa. When I'm court na me tete o. Yeah appointment na che into the etie bia na say mitimi ene wuyi ansa na makọ back to parliament.
No crap. Because they say na nka say nyama ne koye no. Now it was really tough, but
very tough. Yeah.
I'm happy saying Yamiadum makes me be Hansana.
Okay.
The day comes to an end.
That's right. But that's so pane say what GFSO. Na what my baby PMO Hana Debia make I say me new she has anasa meton ka say ya na me kai the year 2010. Yeah, the year 2010 na wo ko price so e bra me new she ya. We book na the man so na one autograph from me book na that so down. Anyway, that's great. Na and no am to say Madina to say
Yamiadum Madina ye bibia boko na Mr. Anopa we say na one of the cases I make or court na it was about Madina and Sasibia Madina market new market on na one individual be say ni nyina ye ni dia nti wo be pre akoji market no
sambom
nti almost omo tonton ande wo ho ni sa area ho nyina omo nyina were in court today and na me represent you against any power. In fact, the former MP in Crown Abamadu is a witness in the matter against some individual we are or see Obeji market. No, into Yagoso Ayakon Eddie Ama Madina.
Okay.
Now, same way I call we recess say, it's been a lot of work going on in Madina there from August, because you buy a nana homo festival, Yadisha so into your best 8 gang communities. Every Otini B, the bar. Adotema, Ediba Danfa, Quayman, part of Imensa, Oba, Ukataba, and San Quantana. Intino. The whole of the break, we were engaged heavily in homo activities, some sporting activities. Kwena na wamo edi etuama ya ancestors near Dimu Wakutinisa. So na within the period, na in education, major book donations over 23,500 books are now a cost about 1.4 million Ghana cedis. Emma various educational institutions. In fact, all basic schools. And
then one I would say,
say you lobby for some of these things through partners. Okay. We had partners our money and all education. Every school, in fact, all public schools in Madina, NYB, near was selected a private school, so a Mawamobi. So na in health, a number of health outreaches over the period, we can declare by or major one, any Rotary Club, or Madina Market, so UPSC Honum. The thing executive or UPSC, and almost now we are focusing more on breast cancer. By a major health outreach, so share Nyoma health equipment, in fact, including Nyoma dialysis in Nyoma, worth close to 1 million Ghana cedis. In fact, it was over 1 million Ghana cedis. And also, your partners, no more any health directorate or Madina, Yachichema, all the government hospitals, or Madina. And so, over the break, a lot of things have been ongoing. In fact, just about 3 days ago, Yeni is it relief for humanity for name your project be a friend water for all project. But a number of basic schools say oh Madina nini sa potable water no. And you say necessary training college ni cry be almost training no. Almost unibi into and say 2 mechanized boreholes you call inaugurate here as part of the water for all project. And the water for all project is meant for to impact not less than about 35,000 pupils at various schools or Madina. We are still partnering people who want to support us in a way we can get potable water in the various communities. And see, I think it's been a lot of work going on over the break, and of course, research into and proposal for tax on parts. Now you see, taxes and free partners, I new private members bill I'm proposing so break here muna me and the last one is paternity leave, maternity leave, and so we have proposed. So it's a lot of work research and it's a lot. But you go so I see the assume your mind.
Okay. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about within your constituency. But the answer a year at Orienchema about better because minimum say we free voter. Eating a made a chance here at the free hall. Where specifically voter finding a free?
If we don't know.
They know. Yeah. Okay. It's a watcher baby so at Orienchema to a momo hono some way
we are be safe. We are a little bit further away from area now. But Ukraine meaning Akwa say is one big community.
Yeah.
The land is one big community of people who love each other and very unfortunate. Say adie to nipa ba kwania na atoye nyina ye
ya
obi nyina ntino me 5 days so na me de shedding de ama ye nuanom a o ma hwe o mo japade ne wo musika ebi sukra no like near life experiences nyame ne da na se ye nyanti cases of any mortality and say yes you obi afemu ahwe ne nkwa but obviously no obviously na preventable because engineers na nanka womo hwesa dam yisu nanka omo ye timely and I say omo friend no piecemeal spillage nanka amedru ebria ebehia say be this level of spillage edi or how any oyene dia brand pa bebre enti we de ye ma omo nyina akuse na ye bompa ye say obi biara wodo nipa wo pese wo boa no ye nyina we have joined in the campaign for relief say ebenya relief item na ye di bia boa ye nuanom a wo monya sa situation ya o modem sisia no.
Okay, na work engineers no mo kasa wo mo kire say wo mo monitor levels no within 24 hours no mo monitor it closely but the koba any say the last monitoring na say beje nsemo no. Now all of a sudden, then so the levels no arise to baby. I just say now you moon to me young washe till say one baby is our gates na a best spelling so no.
Well, we say there is something in law of negligence called res ipsa liquitor. Now you can say res ipsa liquitor. Say the matter speaks for itself. Now, so who do you blame under this circumstance? Because we are professional and I wanna the levels no will not go beyond some level. Na ebro so a bomodia na share spillage. Na engineers are not being entirely truthful to the people of Ghana, and that is the reason why we need a very serious audit. A very serious investigation, forensic investigation into this kind of spillage. In fact, it's not only Ghana that have, embarked on spillage. Several countries, from time to time, embarks on spillage. When the need arises, there have been countries where people who were in charge of such spillage were held liable in court for not monitoring the thing the way they are supposed to have monitored and doing the spillage in a way that does not destroy, people's properties. As we speak now, people's properties have been destroyed. Never be brain. I say, it will be so insensitive for the engineers to be coming to tell us today. Say, it was all of a sudden. I mean, what is all of a sudden? And then did it rain like elephants and lions? One single night, and then the dam suddenly became so full. So I don't think they are being very, very honest with the people of Ghana.
But when you say sometimes nature and so contribute because
I agree. Yeah, I agree with the climate change. So it's part of the reason why I'm saying a private member bill on climate change issues because even though we can a global phenomenon, it has a way of affecting all of us. But you see, there is always a human intervention. The human intervention, if I say we, said we've had issues of flood in Ghana, we know say it's an act of God. A force measure. This is not a case of force measure. First of all, the VRA in Ankasano owed all the people living in that catchment area no, a duty of care. And they negligently breached that duty, which has led to a resultant damage. So they must be called upon to pay, and not only pay for the number of, if anything, because this is going to be, is the state that is going to be paying, you know, and if the state is going to pay, then somebody must be held accountable, you know, and all these people from your Meteo department to engineers, they would have to come and account. It's just like how I thought we all want to call politicians to account, but a banner, the not just civilian, like civilian workers in Ghana, they are so much, I mean, accountability averse. People don't want to account for their stewardship, but the reason why you are put there is to resolve problems. But of course, we have become a nation where AGYEMANG said we are always giving excuses for not solving the problems. But you see, excuses, if it is only about excuses, then everybody can be a leader. You see, if there is no problem, there is no leader. But a leader, the purpose, the essence of a leader is that you help solve problems. It is a one now, right before your eyes, you have caused this level of harm to people. You should be able to own up, accept responsibility. Say, I mean, we misjudged the quantum of water. And I say, you see, let's take responsibility. But the Americans say we don't like taking responsibility in this country. We want to give an excuse. But you see, Obi Biara, who likes giving excuse for his poor performance, will always perform poorly. Anybody who gives excuse for his failures will always fail, because you will get excuse for that failure. But say, if you can own up to your own limitations, now I can say, it becomes a guide for other people who are in that space. In this case, VRA and their engineers cannot escape the scrutiny of the people. They would have to squarely accept responsibility, and where people must be punished, they must be punished.
Okay, but when you need to say one more a year education year, one more simulation exercise, I hold one more year, you know, and no creating be a abua yen record a year a human casualty be I say be a free.
That would be a plus for them, but it doesn't take the responsibility away from them for the destruction of property.
Okay.
Okay. So I mean, baby, we will commend them. In fact, it is such a blessing. Say, there's a major flood situation like this without a casualty, and for me, that's beautiful. Yeah. You know, but you see, you know how our how will I even put it? Our emergency response to issues, are honestly, as we speak now, even if somebody is there, we won't even know. I mean, you see how I mean, what do you have a rapid response system? We see have you heard say be a navy or my dive vehicle? Say all the things. Have you heard anything like that? It will be a crowd. We will call free. You can't tell. You see, so it's just a very unfortunate situation, and so we must own up to our responsibilities. Yes.
Okay. Alright, your name Rasha Bedenia one Madina about on Pesua so and I no reading common honorable Francis Xavier Sosu on your Nidin common your special guest on the show this evening. Our Torchlight on Neat 100 points. Now bet me what you're in Alpha 0503721744 0503721744 Facebook Live in so you Neat 100.9 FM Neat 100.9 FM. Now, we share a bino so modern President call assurances or the Maomo. And painful be bring to an amount they call John Dramani Mahama, I call her, Alancha Martin, I call her, painful, I call her, Vice President, I call her, and Ra. What share assurances on the manner, what share to saying, ABB, I bet to me, Amayenya, results be a bit to me, what my when you hear me.
Well, that is the starting point. And the starting point, and it's a penny for now, my penny for a becohonum na omo. Akokasa chewom na ya show mudin sin American ya san show mun crying say achia ba embuye, and we can still do something to salvage their situation. As we speak now, you see the sa impofrimu displacement of people, no, it's not an easy condition.
Yeah.
Say baby I would say or a be a bit maybe 30 years, 40 years, 50 years now. Prekopeno wa ukrum no any refugee or ukrum because your all of a sudden your livelihood is gone. And sometimes your property and some you may never know. People may have things in their homes, and in typical Ghana in this day and age, banking, saving in banking in Yoma has become an issue. No, people traditionally may be keeping resources and things in their house, but they've lost everything. Can you imagine someone more operating fish pond in that area? Or more fishes in it is so. It's such a big loss. Into the least we can do now. And say alcohol, former president so alcohol no in fact, I'm so China cry bano. The minority caucus or parliament, your leadership, no.
Okay.
Any the leadership of your party, no. To get will be going there. And so that is the best way we can commiserate with them now, whilst we appeal to corporate Ghana and appeal to individuals, say better together now. In fact, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Aka say it's very important say the president can declare a state of emergency in that area. So that you bet me reach out to both bilateral donors and one more, other people who can come to our aid. It is very important because of the nature of the flooding situation. Nyoma say no, say one major relief intervention. You can't do it. Particularly for our economy that is already running all kinds of deficit and debt, and we haven't sorted even our issues out yet. IMF, demand say BOG boss or resign here, or resign here. All these issues are here, solve here. And we don't know how and as a contingency fund be or mine na wodi abeboa. It is so important to say the action will be swifter than we have seen so far.
Okay, good. Now back to your constituency. What be ye Mrashibedweni Madina constituency?
Oh, Meka say ekoye.
Was your first time in Parliament?
Yes. First time in Parliament, and it's actually the first time my very, very politically active within the space, And I think that so far so good. No human being is 100%. Nobody's. You can't be perfect in all things. But I think say to the best of my ability, those areas I believe say I have comparative advantage. I think I've been able to do the best that I can, because me set it out to say I had some clear cut goals and me person me achieve, and me fapim no edge na human development.
Okay.
Ni ameti mi aye edi aboa amaya develop if I say human capacity. That is my main focus. Now, maybe said there are two types of development. You have physical development and you have human development. In fact, say we MP in opposition most often with physical development approach because physical development is very expensive. It's capital intensive. For example, roads. We had Danfa, Mensa roads. It's about 11 point something million Ghana cedis. There is no way your best try can even raise that funds. If it's government or executive, that would have to commit resources through our road funds to those projects. But obviously, if you have a regime that is not committed to doing that, nothing you can do will make them do that. Because SSR road is my contract since 2019. So my demonstration. Because I demonstration, you call demonstration. You interview contractor say, oh, now our site. Now it's you Tonsin and now want me yenti jaya or beba say can send be brave and say we are about
demonstration.
Yes, and in fact 1 year after as I say I had to now go and rally again the residents. Yes, we will try and do something. About 120,000. Just normal grading keke, and that's how much it cost. But how consistent would you be able to do that? For Air contributed to do that. And then we are 6 months later and then you go back to the same way. So it means that we have to demand for those development from the people we must demand them from, which is executive, because Obio uses our road 8 year road 2. yetua ukoto fuel out, you contribute to the road fund in Yoma. And so we must get a fair share of development in Medina in terms of physical infrastructure. Unfortunately, we haven't had that. In Toba, roads issues a big problem in Medina. So we call if I say Tayman, Bogota area, the same issue. So we call towards in fact, even your storm drains are nanka. One of the way ebe buama ebe reducing flood in your mano. All of them abandoned. The one near Libya quarters area is abandoned. All the small roads network and nankana they are buying say or diama contract in no contractor on site. In fact, after some demonstration, and a few contractors by site be near Macacrantino, Oba Denta new site, I say Okataban areas no, or my yebia kama by no crown or much a part of Medina West, Edeba, a Powerland side, no, or Moba, say baby kakra. Then everybody abandoned site. For the past 2.5 years, no contractor has come to site doing anything. And so, in terms of physical development, these are the limitations that we have. But beyond the physical development, you won't be in far one science show them refer any MP as a buying that's the end. And that is the reason why I started those social and human development projects. For example, pro vote. One of the major things that people were talking about was youth unemployment. Into me starting Medina Job Center. And now I can say the job center impact in Kwani is over 6,000 Ghana. 6,000 people who have benefited. In fact, we are still counting.
At job center,
job center is an online platform.
Okay.
I am connecting Crawford to jobs.
Okay.
I say employment agency within the office of the MPIA free.
Oh, okay.
Would the buanipa wamope ejuma now I connect you. Into a connected to banking, a to medicine, a to nursing, a to even Yawakra, enya caterers, enya drivers, enya any type of job here to me connecting Crawford. That's one model. The other model with skills development. The near youth infographics, computer, women in mushroom making. Started any apprenticeship skills. Best 3 days ago say now inauguration of mechanized boreholes
Okay.
There were people who came in now and they said they were part of the students, but they were not students. But they were female and very well uniformed. You hear me approach almost you, Daddy, we came to see you because we are your children from the job center who are being trained here for the last 2 years. We are going to be graduating them and provide them with the necessary support. So these are the impact of the job center. In fact, last year, the job center was nominated by the U.S. government for Washington, fellowship in the U.S. Oh. And then a CEO from Medina went to the U.S. for training just because of the job center as a model I used to help in youth unemployment. Medina Honomono. We job center need the free Honomo. So far, education program this year. We hear the MP's education scholarship program. There are many people we have supported through the programs. Ebi Ewa Manoni, Ebi master's level, Ebi different levels of educational level. And I mean, so my approach is not like my approach is impact based. Into me, ko 5 year 20,000, 30,000. Now, yeah, because some collaborate and go say, oh, ni achicha 500. See, MP ama 200 children scholarship. Mumpini hey, why are they? Now 500 Ghana, we am about France. One man is scholarship. What would he do? Into mine is impact based. Into it's not about the quantum. It's about the quality. Into omo call ebi omo ye either say law and master's program be it's 100% scholarship. Womo go through. And I mean, say a lot of them are different levels of completion under the education program. So soon I started the best teacher award, overall best teacher, Yamana car. It's ABC or Madinada.
And MP's initiative.
Of course, it's the MP's initiative. Never making the social development initiatives and mediaba. No, because teacher motivation is all time low. Na open teachers are more motivated or make me abuan kola more issue and year. They must motivate them well. In fact, the second edition is supposed to come up this year. In fact, can in year train, can it be drew na until we a teacher. Madina, because we have gone round the team now go round. My assessment ni bibia. Cause somebody final report beba. Na afi yɛde adwumadie no ahyehyɛ so na overall best channel yɛtumi announce no na ɔno nso so next one wetumi anya ne car. So these are the things I go so in education yeah the aboa na oba health no so no na me de buy say me the mobile clinic and me de aba every quarter no yeah health outreach. In fact, so far we have impacted over 10,000 constituents with the health outreach programs no. Omo yeah born with free NHIS registration. In fact, na etoma kuma so kese pa was one of the biggest outreach here or Yarefa any di I edikan I care kan ho nkofo e ba ho nom ne senia na aho kanete no emme ni MC Carter Foundation said then a partner e be one big one e o Madina Zongo. In fact, me ka she radio union say over 1,000 of people are now omo eni yare ni nneoma ye boa won omo be nyinya glasses ni nneoma and 40 people are now omo kwade no mo hu ande kra ye surgery ema omani for free. People who were not seeing at all because of glaucoma and they began to see. And for me, that is what gives me the joy, because then you are impacting life. Oh, Bwama Nipa, like Nipa life.
Nipa
in that direction. In health, that's what we have been doing. In fact, so far there's one major health project. Me starting making about health outreach. Give it out to the tune of over 1 million Ghana cedis. Sisiano, one of the major one, me health infrastructure, me bomodi senya me adoma, we can commission a recovery ward, a rolling circle.
Oh, okay.
Honorable Honorable we Boniface by me say onusu ye kakra kan, but the project is not completed yet. May say nyame be adoma before the end of this year crown.
And a common fund amodi
No, NHIS fund.
NHIS fund. Okay.
Yeah, say me abomodi ana yet me wie project no. Now we can commission it for the benefit of the people. These are some of the Nyoma Mayor, but of course, some of the Nyoma Mayor, they have a corresponding thing in Parliament to become Apomodemo say, we obey a 3 private members bill that is health related in Parliament.
Yeah.
Because Emra ye niabe constituency no now in Parliament now ye niabe timia would be pushy health. No say oba ye me constituency ho no ma. Mental health is a big thing because Pantan Hospital no me ho no na ewo. Na okọ Pantan Hospital nipa bebre ho no ma omo enya mental health disorders na your core hospital because cash and carry no dodo na are not able to get access to mental health care. Enti one of the proposals are media core parliament no prime member bill my propose say the mental health conditions no ye dey beka NHIS ho. Sine be ya say obi ewo NHIS card obetimi when he's not well he can walk to a mental health facility yet me ahwe no under the NHIS no sa pepes na me asandi bill akose womo a nkola etode bia ye kura nkosa nkola no kwan ho akola bo sa akola bia wo yare na nani ana se
na amafo series ka
sa de no me di emra ko parliament se ye be prescribe sa de no na ye di nkola condition nyina de aka NHIS so se bia abofra bia o yare no ye di metimi akọ se cancer se tumor ye betimi ahwe no under the NHIS onim se ena me ne uka sei sikani bia ni Ghana obi betimi de ne ba akọ gina lori kwan ho se me hwese sika e de akọhwe no. It tells you say most of the people who fall within this category they are the poor. Any will be a woni bi a woni will be obeke bi ama wom. Intakoba ne sent na bia san kole ya yare no e bia ni mami will be anani papa will be anase ni ofa bi will be anase ni auntie bi will be anase ne buhye ni bi osike bia we are sure so we betimi akosesa sa akola so ne begina akwa ho so be sika. So at the end of the day no is the poor that continue to come and stand in those areas who continue to even abuse sankolana ye krokra we aso say ye sika e de amawo. Nti sa bi we nyame adom na parliament gitumu a emeza sa condition nyina be ye free the lorry kwan so say be bet me ahwe sa condition e wo NHIS. San so na mesandi the last NHIS health related no nipa na say ye nuanom mba e bia se bi obi akoto ne mona ye to obi mona na akwa police station ya mano sa ne medical form
no
under the Domestic Violence Act no you be sure for free but form ne die answer na doctor de ne nsa be hye
na
so when you are 300 and I say up to 1,500 doctors need be who are signing but who doctor no who yeah state paid why would you have to be paid before you sign this thing? That's number one. Number two, dodo na no be some mo say o mo sign here e be from court or member court abedi in 17 no sa inconvenience no nobody will pay for it. Says Sadia, why won't you bring a law? Say the cost of some medical form will be borne under the NHIS. Say a doctor biara or bed demand this sikadia fi be a sebia to ne mona and sana was anyway no na abe crime. It may jail you for at least 3 months be and ebe fine you as a medical doctor. Because you're a medical doctor or mine you or sika or be a sebu ya de nya ya to ne mona no won't me ko demand this can fin in chambium. That's the third law my proposal and in our parliament I go so ye 200 kakra in health related matters. You know, it's a lot of work that is ongoing now. You go so kakra.
But what shall ye NHIL na say ye NHIS no health insurance and the capacity because you say and they say tie kra no ayedin sika say omutu ya de ma service providers no kra no aye bibie ho eti enye more pressure na de ba beto so
many nisa I think say as on mine we are not making the right demands. So we share NHIS levies are yetua across the country. Now we share the allocation the finance minister what the egusafu 20 more. That is where the problem comes from. That is where the cap no capping of NHIS sika we say NHIS sika na ya boaboa no I say ye dey ma NHIS say be betimi dey aboa etua service providers na yama wo mine no become like a welfare state no ye nya ne sa ye tuatua sika in the name of NHIS na the finance minister no odi ne nyina kogu fotuo bi fufuro mu a wono ede other things other than to take care of NHIS. That is where the problem is. Enti mejidi say ye gisa nyama nyina to mu a then we can make the bigger cases say sa capping no for the NHIS fund no we be jai so the be asike bia yes me are contributing in the name of NHIS no let's make it available to the NHIS authority.
Oh okay.
Yes.
The capping and the challenge.
That is where the challenge is. That is where the challenge is.
All right. Jenny Honorable Francis Xavier Soso or Yemrashe Bedwani Madina about one person so and na yene no edin komo and then you will need 100.9. Now what shall be to say job center na work na are you sure say a beneficiaries no obibeka say a visible a dia ye home en kwankwa so bi ka say bia when this for pen na wo ebia wa form a wo pay adwuma dia ma.
No beneficiaries they are in fact they are there to be seen. In fact because it's a human development thing, yeah. No? It's about people who are benefited. There are a lot of people who are there. I mean, there are many people sometimes who reach out to me and tell me that they got job through job center. In fact, I don't even know.
Oh,
there are people who say
that penny managing.
Of course, there is a CEO and they have like project coordinators and project directors who do those work. In fact, it has nothing to do with me. In fact, people get jobs through the job center without me even knowing they've got jobs. So it's a very open thing. It's just like America. It's just like how our employment agency. People have a private employment agency. Charges sika say odi oba ni apej mama. It's the same concept, except that because I'm the city member of parliament, it's a social good. Nobody pays to get connected through the job center. And yes, so no. I told you me advert cry the ma omo jumaye omo owners of work companies no. And I told you omo so let me recruit from here. And I say me ba say no one international company be a free Spain eba Ghana on start operation from January. And they say omo country director omo are selecting no are reaching out to me today. Say he has seen that they've been recruiting you through Madina Job Center.
Oh, okay.
That if we can get 30 people for them, you see. And in fact, they see a news flash. In Tibia Omoni Job Center platform, no, who are Madina, you can start reaching out because they'll be looking for IT. Anytime I'm doing
because Nipano ne carry up.
Anytime Bia Omodi win Bebano, your mama my specialists from here.
Okay.
Maybe here IT.
Okay.
Here account. You hear clerk We do posters and then we fly it.
Oh, okay.
Then people can apply individually.
Okay.
And it's for free.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, which are expectations? They say, by 2014, 7th January, 2025. Let us say what term number year. Expectations. Answer will be rim. So will be mrashi be journey wa Madina. And then Rama would see when so. I will rim with you. We shall be to me meet at least 50% of your expectation. Rama would see when so.
No, I think that I think that I've done over 80% of those things.
Oh, sir.
Yeah. Because I mean, like I mean, you are human and you are limited as to what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
But if your focus is very clear in terms of what you want to do, because one of the major things I said I wanted to do was to provide quality parliamentary representation. In fact, I call it effective and quality parliamentary representation.
And then there.
Oh, you know, you say you come Rashebe Jenia, tell you, you're from Rashebe Jeni. I won't cry anymore. Your friend, Mla will be he, and as a money warmla. Say, who come Rashebe Jah if you honoma, ever Casemono.
Yeah.
We call it Sawa Water Pepper. In other words, see, we go to meet there to make laws. My background as a human rights lawyer and activist, is largely influenced my desire to come into politics. Now, me about politics, the number of violations I made my baby done politics. I decided to use the policy table as a platform to push for reforms in those areas. And for me, that's so critical. And until that me buy, already, me will say 14 private members' bills. And I'm not joking with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not rushing with it. I believe these are major interventions we need as a people. For example, as a human rights lawyer, me say me be the case BHR manipano. You're free in Iowa Supreme Court, acquitted and discharged. But at the time I acquitted and discharged Nipano, now was service sentence for 15 years in hard labor. You call back to Supreme Court saying you compensate Nipano. I need the man 40,000.
After 15 years.
40,000. And I may be saying, say, as a nation, how do you have penalty unit? Usi obidi boni guilty, no man a penalty unit. But so mine, essay will be about the mine ni penalty unit.
Many say nipa not demo na onye boni.
Me say na what dance one prisons are 1 year boni for 15 years. Because 15 years in hard labor. Sent in me by parliament no. Because far compensations bill edi buy.
Okay.
Senior beya wo man ye betimi enya emre bia ebe maye nhihye ya eda sap compensations ne ho. Emra na me private legal practitioner me hu senior na nioma emaye di emanya ye bo ema beye eni ehun sem bebre. In fact 2019 na menya ko parliament no and obi ko bo abna denta beye ene ye koku no.
Yeah.
It's one of my biggest passion, and it's how can I come and fight for women and the welfare of women? In fact, I drew Parliament 2021. That was the first thing I went and brought. In fact, the witchcraft bill made by Ansana, death penalty crabai. But death penalty in the passive first,
yeah.
Ansana witchcraft in the passive. You see, because these are passions we brought. And because I tell people that if you want to do politics, it's okay. So you're a young guy, you want to do politics. Say, oh, you say be obey politics, the copisca, and you're more than who say be a prison or beko. Open obey politics, you're a young man. Go look for profession, go look for career, get something. When you come to the policy table now, who experiences now when you're in your career, no, you can bring them to the policy table to help in policy formulation. That is how we grow a nation. So this is a major aspect, component of Nientamiba Parliament. And I'm really committed to making sure that as many of those things we can do, no, we can work on them. The second one, which is to be a link between development and your people.
Okay.
And that, in my view, I've really discharged that duty to the best of my ability, particularly as a member of Parliament in opposition. It hasn't been easy at all. If I tell you how to navigate the space as an opposition MP to still be doing some of these interventions.
No, lobbying is difficult.
No, but the point is that what is lobbying? So if MPP is interested in Madina Sita, why will MPP come and construct rules because so that so will say that me fight here and I'm be rules. Into a better that's one.
Reality.
Oh, is that
into what road construction be ankoso?
What you can come to Madina. You can come to Madina and come and check. The only testament is the best testament was the road that I did the demonstration on. That would be the best testament. Damfa Ayimensa Road.
Yeah.
Damfa Ayimensa Road. Because of that road, I was in court for close to 1 year. So that they wanted to put me in prison because of that road. Come and check what has happened. Nothing. So maybe point they say, what is lobbying? Oh, me pacho. Oh, Mr. Oh, pacho. Oh, Charlie.
So you have a network and
it doesn't work like that. You see, Ghanaians, we have to grow. We have to grow our democracy. I don't think that we must beg for things that we pay money for.
Okay.
Yeah. The things
that said yes or
you see, there is something we call right holders and duty bearers. Once you have paid, you contribute to all those things. You hold the right.
The right, yeah.
To demand for them. And the abiding, and I said the executive is under a duty to provide them. That's how it is. So that what is lobbying? I think now you see, that's part of the corruption. You see, this whole issue of
but somebody at the end of national cake. And you know, say your resources ain't me so baby.
That is correct.
I bear declare year of roads. Madina roads.
You see, but that is where you see where you know that the national resources cannot get everywhere.
Yeah.
You distribute it equitably. That is a duty on you as a leader. Won't mean say Andrew baby any may abandon some other areas. That will be that. In fact, that will be wrong. But I think that consistently, even the president confirmed that when he went to voter region. So yes, Ghana vona is one Ghana Kenya the obeba voter region because omukra omonto man.
Also above voter region because Ghanaians are crying.
Otherwise, because omukra omonto man. So you see, that statement means a lot in terms of distribution of national cake and national development. That is what it means.
Okay. Iti na HSS said development ba baby a ente se wo nipa no woko na wo kokko pacho ya ban na said yes so utimi.
You must demand for it. You must demand.
Ada mo so mo campaign mo campaign de na mo ka kire mo manfo.
No.
Enye mo words na mo manfo no so e de jeje mo.
Ukasa men kase wo boa. Except that meaning say there are many people who also take a lot of words out of context. Because I say ni be person what in or person wuti and leave out what any other person is saying. Now, in the first place, there has been a history of politics of deception.
Yeah.
And me, I have vowed not to be part of politics of deception. I will not sell my conscience for anything. I speak what I believe, I stand by what I believe, and I follow what I believe. Now, there are many people who will come and promise heaven and earth on political platform.
Yeah.
And many was said here, say we will hold them accountable and tell them that what you are saying is false. You can't do it. You see, many Ghanaians have been taken for granted for a very long time. If we have not been taken for granted for a long time, like Obi Mekancha will say, one constituency, $1 million every year. And then at the end of 4 years, even we, the Ghanaians ourselves, we are unable to hold the person accountable. Say, in my constituency, I'm looking for the $4 million. And where is it? And when the person cannot account for it, you still bless the person with 4 more. With others still waiting to see whether they can either survive the 8 or break the 8. You see, so we must You see, we are a country, we integrity anyhow. Because integrity or even the media. If you hear in a campaign platform now, MPB can say, oh, maybe a mayor roader, you should be able to call the MP immediately and say that MP, usubeye road now usubeye no. Futuo ben na ho na wo kofa mu sika.
Yeah.
Sika ben na wanya to ho no ma wo de be sa road no. Wo budget ye sen. And that is why you should ask. Because no member of parliament has the capacity, the financial capacity to do roads. And I will call now catch MP it's a road minister. In fact, roads are AC or your constituency in Nano. Nobody has knowledge about even where they come from. Sometimes the MC doesn't know who how the road was awarded.
That's correct.
Contractor no. Hey, Opa. Now say no. One of the things I say me breaking, I say me person me checking some of the things that government say the bear can me call parliament can go and hold them accountable. And I me hear contractors be number. You call some of them, they say, well, they are not accountable to you. What can you say? The contractor say I'm not accountable to you. What are you going to tell the contractor? You can't say anything. It ends there. That's the conversation ends there. Make I say agenda 111. You see, I'm going to be about my now. Say then. And I'm born them near contractor, my friend. No. Oh, honorable, they over bar. Like you see, they make it look like you see. In reality, you know that as a lawmaker, those things are not your domain, and you don't have control over them. And yet, we create a deceptive picture. Say MP no, and say yes, I know. At the end of the day, the NIPA is holding accountable, which is the abiding in terms of executive, represented by the MC. We don't hold them accountable, but. Shamadina, the total population in 2010, near best 100,000.
Okay.
And then we are about 250,000. The total number of roads have not expanded.
Yeah.
Gutters have not expanded. All the buildings are almost springing up in Medina. No? When they bought those lands, they pay taxes on them. Those houses pay property tax.
Yeah.
Who collects the property tax? The assembly.
Assemblies, yeah.
They go around the business operating tax. Who collect them? The assembly. When they collect all this money, then one more operating on businesses near dining and they will call the MP. You gotta know. MP, me area gotta know.
So me wanna unto your tax in the family.
MP, me way no. So you ask yourself that. You see, so you look at the person you are paying the tax and everything to, and yet look at the one you are calling to come and fix your gutter and your drain and your bridge. So we are not helping our nation. So we me to me bu church from pa.
I don't know man for this year.
Oh yes. The latest major one here was Okataba Resident Association, and then the landowners and everybody we took time to break down the things. They realized that look, MP, you are doing your best, because look, for the things that we are doing, for an MP who is so passionate for road that we even campaign and even come and demonstrate for your road. If there's something else you can do beyond that one, we will do. But your limit is your limit. You cannot do what you cannot do. You can only do what you can do.
Okay. Na yenshe ayana usually no nipa no expect a bibi the free MP ho. You were precious. Yeah now for MPC. Obesra no pakwa na nipa to santene. E wo kwan no. Are you facing such a challenge? There wo can you? Obi beka cho wo party the pressure to so. O party ma e the pressure to so. One man for so e the pressure e to so. It you as a first timer, okay, such challenges, how are you accommodating them? Because common frank are saying now ubenya. Now what I say would be A to F with the BIC with the BIC. It's quite best of us accommodating.
Honestly, it's a very big challenge. I know it's one of the biggest challenge around, and especially say we will be a wo nyamisro na wo abadaye na usan wotima na wo odo di many padasenia. Debiano, like every day is like a heartbreak for you, because you want to do so much, but you have so little, and you just can't do as much as you want to do, because obebe fro now will soon say, oh, me ba school fees, and you me ba hase krano. Nipa dodo a my friend say, oh, ne me friend would da, o send me 100 Ghana na me fenya we, sending me way na me fanya way, sending me way, and say to the bia, if messages ni be ground, it's unimaginable. Meti ha say no, meti ha say amene wo kasa sisia no. If you look at the total number, red ni nyina ye missed calls.
Oh, okay.
Red ni na miss call.
Yeah, cause it's here.
Red no. Red ni na miss calls.
Yeah.
Ebi afre best 9 times. Ebi gusu fre. Ebi afre 2 times. Ebi afre 6 times. Ebi afre 11 times. So you can imagine say I mean we say your TSC and the call keep coming. We are every pan time. So you can imagine say this is what you live with on a daily basis. It's a very, very stressful thing. But I think say it is also an evidence of how underdeveloped our democracy is. We need to grow our democracy. We must do more education. Now, as MPs, no, people will also understand the main work of an MP. And then it will be easy for you to then do your job without all this sometimes now. Because the demands are you know for sure the demands are obit me better now when as someone Kenya you know that this is impossible. And the sad part of it is that anytime you are being very honest, nobody wants you to be honest. MP men kasa o MP men
because be obi betimi about why more so the man no we shout to me say
any possible o kan o si MP men kasa o me bon pa nyame describe but we see until o bon pa nyame first can brem no then that one bon pa nyame first can ma straight na o twen say o fa mami ansa na me so me dia brel. So it's a very difficult situation, but I mean uneasy lies ahead that wears a crown, and we must understand say once you have become a leader, I mean if there are no problems there will be no leaders, because leaders are made to solve problems. And in solving them, you just have to measure it, knowing very well that you can't solve all of them. I mean, at the same time, you do it one at a time. And we will the best that we can under the circumstances.
And man won't regret it.
I think I don't think I have regretted, because I believe the platform is a platform that we have used to do a lot of things. For example, passing the death penalty bill like this was a big thing for me.
Okay.
There was no way I could have done that if I were outside of parliament. These are the things that give you the courage.
A background and no profession, no any.
A shaming crying to do more. In fact, if I tell you the number of researches I made here, and the number of things I think that we can do in our laws that can make Ghana a better place, and you'll be surprised. Every day, me research to make sure that we can do that. I mean, that doesn't take away the challenges, you know. In fact, the first 2 years I'm in parliament, there was a book I started writing. The title of that book is that Politics in Africa is a Scam. Because what you see outside and the reality is two separate things.
And different.
But if you're a man of integrity, you want your words to be your words. You want to live out your values and what you believe in. And it becomes a challenge. There is always an internal conflict. But at the end of the day, you must resolve that conflict in favor of what you believe and your convictions. And see, that is what I believe that I will continue to do. So I don't think I've regretted. I think that it's challenging. We are taking on the challenge, and we are hoping that it will be better.
It is supposing say Makwan say abenye ntimanye bibi amfanwa. What are you telling your people ahead of 2024 election?
Well, I am confident that these roads will be fixed when cabinet makes commitment to it. In other words, when the president makes commitment to it. I believe that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will make commitment to these roads. In the first place, why? Why? Because Medina currently is one of the largest constituencies in the country. Our voter population calculate almost 170,000. That is a whole region. And so, and Medina in Greater Accra region is a very, very strategic constituency. It's cosmopolitan. If you look at the religious diversity, the ethnic diversity, Medina is a microcosm of Ghana. It's a combination of Ghana together in a one small area. And so I believe that any strategic leader will be interested in making investments in Medina. And make I say 2020 manifesto of the NDC, no? Yani nemwa ya lobby ya wana lobby niko. Yani nemwa mienya say the Medina market, no, was going to be modernized. Like saying an AKGT market near okay. Your mama Eka said when he comes, he will modernize the Medina market. And you know what? Modernizing of Medina market, it's not just a term of art. the modernization comes with all the infrastructure that goes with it. The hospital infrastructure, the daycare infrastructure, the road network that will network the market, you know. So it will automatically, you know, it will open up the whole of Medina once you're able to put up that infrastructure. One other thing that was in the 2020 manifesto of NDC that I know will come back in 2024, no, was the turning the Pantan Hospital into a first-class mental health facility that would serve the entire sub-region. That is huge. Assuming we are able to convert the entire Pantan stretch into that huge hospital with all its attendant infrastructure now, these two major projects can transform Medina. Because, you know, projects, you know, depend on the type of project I want, that inform your road network, your water, your electricity penetration, and so on and so forth. So these are things I may gidi say nyame adom na yetimi gini nyina tumu a eyade a ebeboa ama the Medina constituency no I mean ebe krabehwe. I can assure you that look, when the Medina roads are brought and put as part of a cabinet decision, and I serving as a member of parliament from 2025 no, it is much easier because get what 2024 no, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is winning the general election. I know, sir, by God's grace, the municipal chief executive will be one of a person who shares the same ideology with me, who believes that Medina must be developed. Now, me bana me kase MCE, me pacho consistent with the manifesto promises of the president and what the president, some of the presidents I can in respect of the Medina routes now. Let's ensure that this is done. I'm sure that those things will be done. Okay. And I can assure you that the biggest solution to Medina problem is changing government.
Sir.
Yeah.
When see you want to know cooperation?
No. You see, we cooperate very well. Oh, okay. In fact, 2 or 3 days ago, Krano, we all were at the assembly meeting.
Oh, okay.
You know, I even donated football and jerseys and other books to assembly members before their community engagement ahead of the assembly election. All of them, you know, may be in frame, you know, like MP for all our assembly honum. Whether
be free.
Oh, na say be free. And ye be na ye ka say na nka muntu abanti na nka ye mba ho no. Say no, it's like na ke ye be free no. Na ke ye be free. But me part say, I mean, a true leader must be there for everybody, whether somebody voted for you or not, or what political ideology. Once you become a leader, you're a leader for everybody. When you be in free. But I'm confident to say, you know, with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in the seat of government, with an MC who shares my political ideology as well as my vision for Medina Noa, I can assure you that Medina, in fact, by 2028, no, Medina will be a better, place. It will be a better city. I can assure you. With His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. No. Oh well, I don't think so.
But did you ever promise? Because somebody, Obia Senimers, or say McJerry, or so in the Mary from Medina, or say McJerry, Honorable Sosu promised to fix the Damfa route. Who promise you?
Where? He should offer evidence. Show the evidence. He who alleges must prove. Bring your evidence. With him. This is the MPP propaganda. Omusha say, "Menya ba ye first time na no musati ye. Hey. Sosu promise rope. Sosu promise. Did you ever promise? Oh, how can I? I mean, I've already talked about integrity. How do I construct road? I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. Based on some Amaka Wahenino. Catch us on sending evidence. I just want the evidence. On sending one evidence. Okay. Because when all my campaigns are Facebook Live. Across the constituency. Into offer evidence, Nimbra. Now I'm responding to the evidence.
Okay. Now, baby, I want the fire assembly members. Assembly, your friend said, MP for all. Would the BB ba uchamo munyina? Sadie way, about says he assembly elections baby bound. Enti also assign lawyer who push you for no maybe. Sir, assembly elections, let's say you're politicizing or no. Your thoughts on that? And the elections of a year MMDCs. Say that to them.
Well, I think it's a Ghana better develop here.
Yeah.
It's a Ghana. This is from my heart. When I'm not speaking it for any, I'm not speaking on any any other persons
Okay.
we have
All right.
Myanmar Sema American because
Okay.
Martina si adwin ho ehun say Ghana beko na nimpa, then we would definitely need to start. In fact, first of all, we need to review our constitution.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing we need to do. You review your constitution if we are senior the power are concentrating in central government, we have to make the decentralization process a reality. Because making the decentralization process a reality, let's bring power to the assembly. Let the MMDAs be elected.
Okay.
I don't care whether it is on political party lines or not. It doesn't really matter to me because it will make no difference. Let the MMDAs be elected. Let the assemblies become like lower chambers. Assembly biano, you can generate your own resources, you can build your own road, you can tow your own road, you can build your own gutters, you can give them the power to do that. And reserve the top there for major supervisory things and then legislative roles in Yoma. To the extent say, as we speak today, Uti assembly honum, Uti uye MCE, uye MP in an area. Road contractor cry the contractor man say one bear road be or feature you don't know the person. You don't know him. How can a country develop in that nature? Why should you operate in that manner? In my view, really we must get to that point where we let our assembly members, we let our MMDAs. Of course, you can imagine say MMC say you are now going to face the people with the developmental issue because the development of the local assembly is in the remit of the MCE and the local assembly. Until you now answer those questions, so it is easier for you to be held accountable. Say, instead of you being held accountable, you go and hide in your office quietly because you now echo stress say you too swaba. MP ne beba nti oh mude munja ne hwe MP ni kwa beka say oh gata ni say mude beto MP ni so when they know for sure that the MP will not have any answer for those things. So that's the reality.
And then bet me about man put to it me across.
In fact, that is one of the pathway to Ghana's development. The strengthening of local assemblies, empowering the local assemblies, and even making them very independent, financial independence, and getting them to work. I can assure you that, look, Ghana will change.
So, the next NDC government, you would advocate?
Well,
say,
anytime me what position be that gives me an opportunity to make suggestions for some of these things, there is no way I will hide it. Yes, because we are building Ghana. You remember His Excellency John Dramani Mahamad's agenda, or say building the Ghana we want together. Building the Ghana we want together. Or per se Ghana na yeba be CC no. Enye ono nkwa na adwene e wona adwene no per se odi CC Ghana. Or say wo di wadwene beba. Me so me di beba. Ami nyina ya si nkonwa ehun se bebie free ni bebia bedru ni na bebie pesi yakoni. Say ni yenkoni yenkodru honom. Intermediate say he will give opportunity to all the diverse suggestions me ebeboa ama yetimi asisa Ghana ni aye Ghana, the Ghana that we all want to see.
Okay. All right. Neat 100.9. Madina for Momra Shebedwani ene wa honorable Francis Xavier Susu oye Mra Shebedwani ewo Madina constituency on ye no idin komo enanwumre ewo neat 100.9. Afe yan share so far what's the 14 private member bills and what they are called a year Ghana Mra Shebedwani emudiana go through. The dozen is go through. Three now go through. That's one the
death penalty. Armed Forces Amendment and criminal amendment. And witchcraft bill and so.
Yeah, share taxes on sanitary parts, at the end of your issue.
It's a big issue. In fact, it's a big issue because tax law biano must be equitable. Now, I can say tax law must be equitable. I say the essence of tax law, no, and it's you are harmonizing a system. Okay. Now, in fact, tax handle a year, make us say a year discriminatory against one particular gender. So tax on party gender baku penitia and ma penitia sa tax no. Mbappe any TSR tax no. Na didn't na wo de tax eba wo pese Mbappe ni TSR tax no. Beyond Ushe senior Mba or mufichi common sem ekono. Look at the pain, look at the cramps, look at the headaches, things women go through when they are having their menses. Mejidi say, as for mine, we should rather be thinking of making this process easier for women than see more painful for them. Then you know, person nkola more basic schools, ABO senior high school, junior high school, senior high schools. Wamono ye nisika ye di tosa apadi. It creates a very big issue of mental menstrual hygiene.
Yeah.
And because of that, the tax handle is a bad tax handle, and we need to take off those tax handles. Yes.
Which is very bad.
Very bad.
So what can I say? The previous administration, that is tax we had also.
Mekai pass it. That tax handle we began around somewhere 2012.
Yeah.
When there was a harmonized regime. I'm saying it was an ECOWAS harmonized tax regime. And a reclassify pads, tampons, baby napkins, as luxury. But as at that time now, or more reclassify ways tax pad as at that time, no, pad was 2 cedi. 2 Ghana cedi. As at that time, no. Over the years, and even that time now, a status, no, the then NDC government can say, even at that time, no, more say, it will still affect some vulnerable people. Until Omo say Omo a free sanitary pad.
Free sanitary pad, I remember very
in
well.
In all the basic schools, let's say Edibe Buawom. Now, Emra now Omo this free sanitary pad Bua schools, no. And ya no more now more opposition at the time, no. Omo see hey
for rituals.
For ritual. Omo say tax for blood. Omo say pad for blood. Pad for blood. Say NDC for no pad yedi ba no yedi be jije mo ma no mo moja ni e di akoye rituals. Emma omo demonize sa program no. And in response to critics na nanko for ABC omo no omo mo ka say omo ba omo yi sa tax because they are omo friend nuisance tax.
Yeah.
And as omo kan ye one of the politics of deception in you. Afi o ka say nuisance tax obeyi na because of sa tax for blood internet say is our program no. Wa wo ba year 2017 no. Sa nuisance tax when ye free ho. When ye free on so part ni bi no onye bi available. And the sa tax handle no increase ya na wo sa increase no. Coupled with the problems in the country no. Ama tax and the part back home e bi turn to 20 Ghana, e bi to 35 Ghana, e bi to 40 Ghana any nyoma. Very expensive for women. Enti no be kaya ye be ko be say 2020 election.
Elections, yeah.
Now NDC your position on those matters is Sisiano having seen the impact no. They were going to take off those tax handles. Emma ye women organizer et kasafa who say and who here say this tax no ebe to period in near maso. Emma the current administration beyond 2020 manifesto 2016 manifesto promise no 2020 manifesto ne say promise say oh ye ba 2021 e ko ne die ye be ye free honom. So there's a political consensus.
Okay.
So if there's a political consensus on the thing, why are we not removing it? 2021 call, 2022 call, 2023 near him say media budget na case or buy no ebia ye be ye free honom. Media buy budget is ye nyin free ho. Esi o sebane sade ne in fact akwese buapayo. Enti obi a mensusuma me say as a human rights person now you are watching the space, you are looking at where no it violates Article 17 of the Constitution. It violates Article 15 of the Constitution. It violates the Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. She said it violates all the rules. Yedibo and mahumbai. And nothing that medi we ne kotu mu say beya sa 15% VAT was no yen free honum. Now if a product na kasa yen reclassify product no. Say that from next year going obi antimi mfa sa tax no enfa to subim. Now the good thing about this is that proposal na media kono is not only for parts no. Yeah. It's also the raw materials no. So the Association of Industry or concerns no will be taken care of. So that almost so no raw materials are they produce pad no. Or no so near fast tax and end to so because as I said we must have some some tima any abadaye bi edema ye maame no emma constitute about 51% of our population. We find yen best 30 million na emma kwa na best 16 million. Ye ka se emma ntungu mema so niemu brema organ ha no ma emma na betimi yen pa because omodo so chen but dey bia ye the policy ba niema ebedi ye ma ne nya na ye di ba eno ntina sa emran so makofa ba se nyame adoma ye be yi sa tax ne edi free
Pakonso eda ho a eho hia ma ye nyina eye sa maternity leave say ye betimi anya paternity leave ye mema nso ye yire no mo wo ana ye girlfriends eno kra ma mi bi sa we eno no say won ware oba na won ne kowo a etesen ye na wo because on my morning show no bi sa me no say am Jerry na ye say your girlfriends nso wo a ye be na de enti eno no ma is so wuti ye ma me
in fact, me my confused.
Okay.
Because that part of him running me in home call. Yes, starting stakeholders engagement. The association of girlfriend holders, association of side chicks. The petition back.
Because side chicks.
The side chicks it's the association of side chicks can bring their petition to parliament. Association of girlfriends who can bring their petition. After any say bia. The send your better brand, send your consideration the amount. But send your test is here. The whole idea and they say, Waba any saying for 9 months, and so now. For all the 9 months, particularly the first 3 months, the first trimester, Nankasano, very difficult for some of the women. Now 9 months, there is hormonal changes, any physical changes in the body. Na owie sa 9 months na wokowo a ehwehwemu nyina kire say it will take another 9 months and 12 months kran sa na oba na ye completely healed. Okay. And no most of the countries, advanced countries ni kran no ebi omo maternity leave no ebi 9 months, 8 months, 12 months na nyoma depending on how quick oba no obe heali. Na se ko ba se oba no beyond pregnancy ni kran o sa koye cesarean section. Anase okowo nta anase triplet anase onya stillbirth ni nyoma no it causes even more emotional trauma ni nyoma emma no they will need more time to heal before they come back. But as we speak now no maternity leave no 3 months obebia oni ne bekasa obeka kire wo say at the end of 3 months no in fact
and so
because exclusive breastfeeding World Health Organization I recommend it 6 months. And within that 3 months ya ke no afi na me kai say me wife those days no afi na obeko obe struggle say ye be miemia no function no egu adie ana say want me mia kra na obeko adwuma banana onufo no na aye heavy na afi eno kra no hwehwem kra che say sa ne ma bi kra to me koma breast cancer ni nioma uti ase. And the women are not physically and emotionally even ready to start work. Then we bring them. Into that condition, brings down productivity in the workplaces. No, but research actually say wabano fully healed. Now waba baka buama productivity ekosro. Saying na sesiano, ushe senior team member. In fact, nanka ordinarily no, I say nanka push it for 6 months. Maternity leave. Okay. But you move from one state to another because we practice for 3 months for some time now, no? And it's not proposal and it's 4 months. So that maybe later on when our economy grows better and in your better, we can move it further so that the women can benefit, they can bond with their children and they can actually have way. No? Now beyond the women, in this same law, any year proposes say senior Yedikanka say Article 17 or say non-discrimination. Yeah. I say for all this one, you discriminate against men. And the discrimination is based on your traditional view of the role of a man. Because you first say, Obana say, Washa Bofra. Obana Ewo, and Onosuna Washa. But as the society advances, no, the roles are changing. We are now in a modern society, Obama crown, say, O Yere Equa Waswa. As I said, when I was so you're in an alcohol. Now, baby, ni crano jina honum. Ye baby, na won't now we share baby, no. Ye and now waji baby ni first. Ukrawa boa mi papa baby, no. And ukwa boa Emma bonding and then the family life, no. Of course, we not only that. We are when we hear abefie. Now, when I will boa ni will fear, will sense you share adiamano now. You see, you are supporting the wife in all those things for the period, no, because our maternity leave, no, it is not a paternity leave, no, it is not a period for side chicks outing.
Yeah.
It's a period to be with your wife, to support your wife in that time.
I just say, "Man, you should the
mo so de na so den ya I say masu ye de minti asem. But me gidi said there are, you see, the whole concept of trying to let people know say family is important.
Yeah.
And that the first unit is family. And that the purpose, the overriding purpose of the bill, no, and it's a bema ubenya emre. Now when they were yere,
Yeah.
I share a bofra, I want to fresh. Now when you more hot together at least for 1 month to be.
Okay.
And son I will bema no. Wash I say wo ko. E boapa my family no e bondi. Mpempe no, mbema ni bi wo mo person be say we nti no. Oba ne nyima o si o ko ma me nchen. You see, all those things are part of the reasons why there's a breakdown in the family unit. Because you don't bond. You don't even know what the pain the woman go through at childbirth. You don't feel it. You are not in the woman. You are not in the child. Until you are not bonded. What you are saying. Until if the country, we believe in family as a first unit of the society in India, then we must see this law as, revolutionary and encourage men. Until any time we a bemana or yerewa near my paternity leave. But the America said probation officer say, well, you should be visiting the home of this man. Because Mbema said to me, sorry, now you're performing your duties under this law. No.
Okay. Inti say no. I don't know. Say afe na what do you call right?
No. We have presented the bill.
Okay.
And we have presented the proposal. And the clerk to parliament. When you must say drafting. Drafting for be issue initial. Legal opinion. Now, the final draft. But now, I should say, Parliament. By the time Parliament we can try and be able to gazette the bill and then do the first reading and for referral. Okay, so it's a process. Okay, we'll go through the process.
All right. Okay. Need 100.9. Remember, at your phone so no one kasa. 9:30. Sorry. 80. Honorable Francis Xavier Susu. And in fact, the shadows are very busy. But with my try pass, appointment we so many no ache pa na nyamiadom with my babeka home. Well, so good evening, McJerry. To my honorable Sosu. In fact, I don't know why MPP party and Anado. Okay, they are nervous. Let them know that it is NDC and JDM who can solve Ghana's problem for us. We Daniel Note, aka Vanity, or the free Amasama, or Semenchiao, Emmanuel. Mefia say good evening, McJerry. Though I'm not within Medina constituency, Honorable Susu is one kind I respect so much. My first encounter with him is very, very memorable. Very down to earth. We Mefia. Also, new pen make us be grand with them because one kind because nippy is your also. All right. When say Masa Casatentin Toponko no more NDC again. Tell Honorable Susu for me, but one for within you made us say. Wafake or say McJerry, tell Honorable Susu all the Medina good roads they inside John Mahama and NDC propaganda green book. Oh. Are you sure? Green book on Medina Roseville. Anyway, and see also chia a year if you could to any Moses abo. All right. Mukaila Jonas. Also, I'm happy that you've brought Honorable Sosu into your studio. In the history of Medina as a constituency, he's one of the dormant and worst so far. Ask him what monumental project that he's done for the constituency. He promised to fix the road from Powerland stretch. I don't know.
Powerland or Medina.
Construct bridges across. Hey, Chalawaka can't say how. Or say Sosu is not visible in the constituency. What pains us is that he inaugurated a public scholarship scheme at UPSA. And I was there with the seed amount of 50,000 Ghana cedis. Up till now, not even a single student has been sorted out. Mukaila, my name is I'm just a constituency anymore.
Maybe autopilot into me hosa.
Okay. All right. Okay. Bugala, honorable said ya woka, if you win him the woka. Where's the honorable Xavier Sosu? You can see that he's trying hard, despite he doesn't have a president. Unlike Nkwanta South and Nkwanta North MPs, Geoffrey Kinney and Otibles, especially Geoffrey Kinney, Nkwanta South MP, he's not doing anything at all. Honorable Sosu is really trying. Or what to talk colleagues home. It's an air can be wrong. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, young national politics quick. Now, yeah, so time it. Me few calls spend a media amount now. That's right. Now, so far, I'm mono. Say BOG. When I go say.
Oh, say young TV, but demonstration or you planning.
More sign planning another one.
Now, occupy Julobi funds so to say the whole of December no.
Yeah, one was also on be demonstrations. Wait, Julobi die. Mami bisa we answer escape me. This lady, I'm a governor, lawyer, yeah, she was supposed to be called to the bar. Even, Nami Adamotina. And then the man who letter say, General Legal Counsel, Atrono. One more trono, no, Oko granted interview, Oko can say, yes, only, ma die, so, me, now my folk say, yeah, demonstration now, Oko, you know, but. My checks actually say yeah, interview now or grantee, and because within the letter of the General Legal Counsel, no, Romo Kase the conduct and the public conduct be no one more monitor and then so any say ochena or be part of those I won't be fraud today. But as a human rights lawyer, what do you make of it?
Honestly, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, because law school no ewo emra yedi ebu law school.
Yeah.
So we call article me constitution and can maybe article 296 of the constitution.
1992 constitution.
1992 constitution article 296. Na that article no very clear on how to exercise discretionary powers. I don't know what the person nipa wo boni din wa kan na say one kan ye and all that. Ni aminim say ye mra no mahu kwan for the General Legal Counsel to behave the way they are behaving. Because ni awo ye no it will become like a very discriminatory approach of dealing with people. Because the question is that how many people do you monitor individually across board before you go and call them to the bar?
Okay.
Do you monitor everybody? Do you do that? I mean, do you actually do that to everybody before you call them to the bar? You see, or do you do you go about looking at what everybody does, either in public or private, before you call them to the bar? And I don't think that's what the law says. The Legal Profession Act is very clear as to the condition people must fulfill to be called to the bar. Obviously, she fulfilled that condition, and last year she will be the petition be by you said then based on which your man friend. No. And then moi say moi take a decision as a legal counsel, and I'm to say you will call her. Then the person is preparing to be called to the bar.
Yeah.
Then a day before the call to the bar, once the letter for say, oh, yeah, monitor send ya no. Oh, please. I mean, that is wrong and a wrongful exercise of discretionary powers. Yes. You see, when the Constitution confers a discretionary power on anybody, that conferment, you see, implies a duty to be fair, to be candid, and not to act capriciously, and not to act based on personal dislike or resentment. So, in fact, I don't think it's appropriate within the limit of the law.
Oh, okay. Ebanesa will be because and I was also saw LGBTQ so.
How can you support LGBTQ when you are a Christian? How can you? And I don't carry Bible no. And these shall go. You can open Corinthians, and these shall inherit. I mean, shall go to hell. I mean, be scripture animal. Now, so that you see what the Bible says.
Yeah.
And see, won't mean Christian now. So, any sense.
But you know your point, and you say in exercising one more discretional powers, it seems the General Legal Counsel is abusing it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because this has nothing to do with
Maybe
LGBT.
no bar public in Intina. Say no be yeah say or
No, me patch say I don't you see because the letter na GSC train has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
So as a lawyer again, you don't want to conjecture. That one can say
Okay.
can waiting no.
But they stated say the public conduct.
That make us say what is public conduct?
Okay.
And I mean so that's right. Make us say and that's why I'm saying that what they are doing violate the Constitution of Ghana.
Okay.
And this is what I just was trying to talk to you about. First Corinthians 9, 9 to 20.
Yeah.
Or see, do you not know that the wicked will not inherit the kingdom of God?
Yeah.
Do you not know? I say, do not be deceived.
Yeah.
Neither the sexually immoral, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor male prostitutes, nor homosexuals, offenders, nor thieves, nor the greedy, nor drunkards, nor slanderers, nor swindlers will inherit the kingdom of heaven.
Kingdom of heaven, yeah.
See, a dozen. All
right. Nanado, I'm so far.
So far, the Nanado, I'm with you. Say, na member.
Say, you wake a candidate soon, you. Oh, you're a member of parliament, that's soon, you.
Empire mom necessary a bomber. Nanado, ne press. Na buying say. They can actually make the 8 because senior nyame kono and yes yeah America say yeah progressive as an NDC fraternity ya gusu a yeni nkofo kasa say no matter how hard it is, let's hold on because it's better to remove a government with your kokromoti than to want to rebel to like a citizen uprising or anything because
and then any be plan is on yes.
No, can't you see what's happening at the sub-region? Yes, he said obi efie
we about you say
share now was and you they told them
what they no now they know.
Look at what's happening at the sub-region. Cool here, cool there. Let's not take it for granted. Ghana is not in isolation. And look, King Kain, Nyoma, Edisa Akus Nibiba. Ghana, Hebiesi pa. In fact, even in Ghana, Yabako, one of the reasons a former president was overthrown was illegal printing of money near BOG boss here. Yeah. So what me are printing illegally? Sika 77 billion. OBOG, Sika work printing, ye be any bibia scanify. We in Susono, Osasi, Ghana, BOG Nisadika, over 60 billion. Hey, when you are near cancer resign here, we see a hooligans. Well, Minister says, Amambono, Yena, Hussein, Amambono, Econo. Say, Enkani, na woto dokono, 1 CD, na ene dokono ni, 5 CD, na, every kind of 10 CD.
4, 5 CD.
4, Woto, una autono 1 CD, na 2 CD, na si autono. 4 and 5 CD ya ka inflation no say can ni pure water na wo koto pure water na eye 10 pesos na afi wo to no 20 ni 30 pesos ya ka inflation na no say can ni wo ko dwomo a wo de e bia 100 Ghana kwa nyoma wo timi to ma eye basket man na wo kwa wo to ade ba ko mienu a na usika no asa no eno ni inflation no eno e kire se wo man ni economy ni yesika asem hihye no enko yi enko yie kra na afi on top of nyama enko yie no ketase hye any proye any corruption say sikedie basa say utimi ko minister fie na sika wo ko hu ni nyoma no. Honestly, I think say Ghanaians are the best people to judge. Say
Ocean minister fie say sika no ye beka say ye on mine sika na
we can't tell.
President Kranswa Kanenra or say Yanoma Yadwin say Obia Yedu to me Ashanesa or your cromfo no say you Obia and a your cromfo.
I agree with you because me could be Obiadi and you be a ya to the swaba and our year cromfo. But Crawford's womb Anameboa.
Yeah, and also the intimate dispute.
Okasa
kronfo ni mo kran so they are no so e bibi.
The question is that if you have an unexplained wealth, sika boom say ya wo ka ho asemi. Na how do you explain it? Now we share sika, I mean, salary anyway ya. You see, so let's not deceive ourselves. They be me can buy me can say it's better that we accept responsibility of failure no. Na bibia yenye ni ye ni yaka say o ha ni anye ni ye. Na we perfect ourselves in that. Than say we'll create the impression say oh bibia ye okay meanwhile nothing is working well. In fact, this government has failed the people of Ghana. They failed on their promises. In fact, they have made life more difficult for the people of Ghana. And I think that time is up. In fact, Ghanaians cannot wait. 2024 election is not between NDC and MPP. It is the people of Ghana and MPP because they have seen that the MPP has disappointed them.
Okay. How you need 100 points now? Are you into politics because of money?
No. In fact, no. In fact, you cannot be. I said it earlier on. Anybody in politics because of money will soon go to prison. Yeah. So, politics, then you are a candidate for prison. You will definitely go to prison someday. If not now, in the future. Hell. If you want to come to politics because of money.
How you need 100 points now, Honorable Francis Xavier so quick one, Obaswana Wabonito. Now, Honorable Akasa, Akrani Titiru Moa, Mowo Madina constituency. 0302243540, 0302257902. Na onso woni Honorable Akasa ewa ha. Meba so memo ajo.
Woti min kari agani moni.
Yetio.
Na garo re men sa me fo fidi na men kia kakrawai.
Wenti etia no motia mombre. Yenkoi.
Oh, ma men kia GFK General Secretary wajuma po bo Ghana. Ana the President Nanado. So boy juma pa. Ana afia uso free. Abrikwano for no so ban den. Ana kojo kuranti.
Me pa to aso ne yenko.
Okay. Me I mean kasa anche majeri. Pensama waka nyina ye ta wo pese wo boa Ghana na nka nyema bi wo ho no mo a nke bi nya wo mo fa ahodi nke ebeboa. Na mo mi busa o. Ada ndi na Madina ho no mo wo mo kɔ 4 years. Me ko mi hu si ato obi so amena ko 8 years e de na hye wo. Wo jeke mu won kire me. Eno ana mi busa no.
Okay, me dan say. My next one here to us. Me ba to ma joy.
Joseph.
Yetio.
Chairman McGee.
Yes, sir.
Grandpa Chompo to say.
Yami admo de ache yenko enim.
Yede yanko po say. Many to pachi. Ashima suva kanable. Masumu o taifa. Dome kwa benya. Yane Madina ebo shipamana. Mame fanchi apisi ma ni ame honorable member osaye me bra prekope honorable Xavier Sosu. Nakupo nshira bra. Na yekase human rights lawyer papa pani ye adwene woni trimu no ono ne honorable lawyer Sosu. Ono na ye indeed the human rights lawyer. Na nye omo a adiji abodin a yehu no mo so fa so. Edi asem ye ka sisi. Onu sema wale ego. Chirawo adwene ni nyansa e woni trimu. Hwe si etigana ha. Na se obi tumi ka kire me se minim se mo nto aba ma me empo na mo ato ama me party na se ye ka se ye di abato achi na ke di konsrasha enka mo nim se nka me ma betenye mi mpunti na me pa minim se daku bi wo beto aba ma ye e pacho yesi pani due matemanti na nya pani so ni mfie dudu eye kasa mu se dia wo kasare ene ma ye hu se wo ye pani ampampara enye kasa keke edie na si sankie kandie watu abama obidia enke kumase anasa asantimemu enke te se doto huo bi mu enke te se gatem.
Okay, eda se na first mame fa next one me ba cho majo.
Yeah, ni awo Mike.
Yes, I hear you.
Collins ni midway through Amabole.
Okay.
Cannot municipal. With my friend Cabro man. No. I mean here Honorable Lawyer David Sasu and Dr. Ham, incoming member of Parliament, Trobo constituency. Minia, share Mike, Yentia Ghana for Bebre, Enya GPA, your man paying an akufado, any then in opposition. We see the Subet Nabubi, I'm a one castana time quabi beating. May ye corrupt. They be boy sika ho ban. They be my main government. President Mahama, why your family and friends. Name Bobusia reckless. Near vice president so from taxation to production. One district, one factory. $1 million per constituency. One village, one dam. Mike, you know my Bobo boss you want. So we are president. And I said they expect me to say, now school brother, now so they are president. I will end this year people. Now, in some of who came in at Ghana first ma. What? Massa, you better talk about them say, you want pain and apple fado the roof. I did and so they say, and yet also be president. Take one the deal on penny. And at the President Muhammad, this status. Oh, in no more President Nanado, and one it trimmer was for bed there. My yama, papa, to me, a mamma, yama, mino, edija. In a the different between President Muhammad and President Akufado. Different here far. And even there, what was that Professor Stephen Adeaka? What's it you share President Akufado? The no more yena, we are the force of public.
Okay.
President will lose you from head to toe.
But I say, Beba Choma, do I?
Major so my Jerry.
Yes, I do.
I'm in the Faki, make us a few new friends.
Okay.
My memoir about it. I want to have my memoir about it. I mean, tell me about me, stand with you. Any case to you. Any case to you. The Mike, who time I send this politics or Musa or Pesicana, what's there be politics here? Now, a human man will be any we are one pen for some, and no one young Yamamio. Politics will look cool, ma was in a near Brian to Abaman, was one comes to Pesca. Maybe there's Jimano or Yen say.
That's explanation of the man. What's your now? Who wants to answer?
My dear, who you are, we are with your Cassia, which you are never quite no problem for him. She can't know where you are.
Yes, Sikasa, Yadi, Triamecana, woman, yes, I make a fum Sika. That's the context.
You are with your piano, also, you are, yes, open Jessica. Yeah, I won't come a craning chair, but if I know my uncle, I'm going to go, because I was one shable. But you are Fata Medina, and one shable. What am I sending a message about Medina Pena? My girl, who don't need Gribu or Medrobi. Okay, Medina quite former president.
Green Book me will be. Green Book me will be.
Page 7, cross 4. Medina quite. Former president Mahama, Medina quite.
Hey, Mazambo Kumio. Maybe pay 7. Maybe pay 7 once. I'm sorry to you, Medase. Pay 7 cross 4.
Yes, that was not honorable. Okay.
But I say, okay, we have next one. Me when I'm in Paris, me to me who soft copy of the Green Book. Beba chama adwe.
Me also despite Ronaldo.
Massa. Oh, what's who didn't we on? What they kasana me nko na tu no ne wo so no kasana me nko.
Despite Ronaldo, midnight, we are the Miamefro and Nigeria.
Esewa,
Yamisao. Hey, despite Ronaldo, Yamisao. The family prince owns the general manager plus 1, 2, 3 ultra modern saloon. I mean, chair a queer 3 Abrikumanov or Batista Kakai. When I had deputy Abazado China, I mean, I born home in Party Abrikuma for delegates, almost sign Akofanaba. We are free in your minister. Hey, Minion Mike. Yeah, honorable, Sassu. Wakasa Pao. Wakasa, why are there human rights lawyer? Say, Moba radio so. Now, Kasa, you know, me call Facebook, na me call him. Why a nice man. Into one and another demonstration to be how demonstration and all kinds of being one. And I don't know.
na obi ka asem no be pacha wa no so eje wo san okofa
Me
agami
think I will be beside of us.
me pacha eno no ma ye ne ho interview dada morning show so na me interview no nti it is not bad me interview no nipa na apacha e de be mbiem na aka
Mike me ka tell no say o kasa me tie no me ma hu say na dwimu apie na wo boa ahiafo ne na asefo enti no ma bi ba na so bi no mo ya ade na wo kodi akire a eya wonhwe asem no kan ye wo social media 1000 years father.
okay
o kasa hwe nyansa pan sama o ka o studio na wo kujina bonti na wa kasa basa
me da say okay mama for last one Majo
yeah Majo
yes I hear you
hey honorable akasa oyo nipa bia sempa anytime bia e follow no ba me pese me bisa na semba ko bi ade ba ko ya me pan se yenuanum NDC se omo kasa wo se na omampeni oho Ghana sika eye campaign odiyese beze mbuza so mo breso no mo so na mpom ye LD TV ba kwasi ndu TV ka LD TV o mo disi Ghana nyina ye campaign kire do mo nyina na no se Ghana sika na ade ba kwa MPP TV nye ya me pete me buza mo se Ghana mompani John Dramani Mahama ebro ka so untua your friends say training college ni nursing training college allowance ni ebra ye beto aba no onye sika ko fa sika ko chema omo etio table top sika no eye ni bottom sika na ya ban sika se ya ban sika into MPP buy omo hu ba bi omo yi sika no am de ko chema table top for because obi training college allowance sa o se nka utua to omo bank but about 20 days omo yi sika ko chema omo table top.
Okay.
Up to now, MPP for to can want them this quality.
Meda same. Na mede afreni nyina AC obi bia ofre bia meda se. Yebre na so. Edi edi for more calls. When you say your time na so. Honorable Francis Xavier Sosu. Na wa ha na mum NDC Green Book no. Maybe media no. Your friend say. Wafake, what's me call page 7 clause 4. Ukraine page 7 no plus 4 be any honemum e-block and the waha. Significant progress has been made in the area of education since the coming into the office of the NDC government. Access to the education at all levels. 80 way e-block and the waha to our church and the number of students on page 7 clause 4 no. But to check who the any ye be an media no. Honorable Francis Xavier Sosu.
Yeah.
When you na politics.
But when you say Kabima me kebi no. This is the opportunity adi mayen. Say obi kan na obi nso aka. But nia me mesre omo friend nyina ni say you can building a nation. The foundation of any nation can only be built on integrity. Inti yen friend no yen some of us we are young people e bia party communicators ni nyoma no mesre se mo ma yen fa no kredie ene integrity enye nyoma ye pesi ye na over radio so now because now you know very well say asema we kenye no krea it means that you are also contributing to omai na ye pesi esiesie no omai na wo say no inti mesre mo ye pesi esiesie Ghana. Let us all come together and build the Ghana we want together. Right. Or they will come and meet a better Ghana than we came to meet it.
Okay. Yeah, that's an annual so Babaka yo. Ya go bonshira. Appropriate time be say she be.
Marathon.
Marathon ba.
Me ba me see me. Me pack cake bi ansa na. Ansa ma bedru ha.
E mo wa ade pa ya go bonshira so be kan yo. Ebusuan ha na yede eye dwumade yede si eye torchlight we need 100.9 eye honorable Francis Xavier Sosu ono na yene no edi enkomo no midin de luxurious AGYEMANG ochina 5:30 me no be your morning show so IK champion ebo bi chidom kwesi abagye supervisor Dr. Father na executive producer fully supported by me general manager Kennedy Asante Ose. Woman ebo ami edi jumedi bro. Ochina Friday's edition of the morning show. Ebishia DJ Toxic. A take over.